Hi, I'm Ashley.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Sarah, and we are Unabridged, the podcast where teachers take on books.
Join us each week for bookish episodes and check out our website, unabridgedpod.com, where you can find lots of new bookish content every week.
Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at UnabridgedPod and message us there or see our website to get plugged into the Unabridged community. You want opinions about books? We've got them.
Hey, this is Ashley with you today for Teaching Tidbit number 25. Before I get started with today's Teaching Tidbit, I just wanted to take a second to remind you that with Unabridged, we have quite a few resources on Teachers Pay Teachers. We predominantly have things like discussion questions. Those are available for a lot of the buddy reads that we have on Instagram. The questions that we've used to guide those discussions are available. And we also have longer, more detailed discussion guides for several major YA lit picks that we think are great fits for the classroom. So you can check those out at Teachers Pay Teachers, and then our store is Unabridged Pod. And so you can see those there. We also have links to that from our website, unabridgedpod.com. Today, what I really wanted to talk with you about is something that has become a major life hack for me and that I use all the time, and started using a lot in the classroom and then have been using it in my personal life as well, and that is Google Keep. If you haven't accessed Google Keep before, it is available as part of the Google Suite. And so if your district uses Google for Education, you can access it that way. If not, you can, with a free Google account, you can also access it on a personal level. And the reason I think that Google Keep is so powerful is that it can travel with you on any space. So there's a mobile app, which I really rely on, and it also works on your desktop. It always syncs. Everything shows up in every location. And so all of that is really great. There's also a collaborative feature, so you can easily add people to notes, and you can customize those and add different collaborators by just putting in their email, and then they will get a notification and be able to see and collaborate on that note with you. And so as we are looking toward the new year, by the way, Happy New Year, Happy 2022. As we're looking toward the new year, I wanted to mention this because I think it can be such a powerful organizational tool. And to access Google Keep, you just go to keep.google.com on a web browser, and you can see the interface there. And as I mentioned before, there's also an app. In fact, there's several tools that can be used. There's an extension for Google Keep where you can very quickly send information from websites to Keep. And so there's other features that you might want to leverage as well. But most simply, you can access it by going to keep.google.com. And I know for myself, I always pin that on I use Chrome as my primary browser. So I always keep that tab pinned. And you can do that by just doing a 2-finger click on the tab at the top, and then there's an option to pin the tab. And I like to do that because that way I can quickly make note of things that I'm doing on my other tabs. So I might be, researching for something or gathering information, and I can easily hop over to those notes and add them to the particular note that I have for that topic. With Google Keep, there are several features that I absolutely love. I already mentioned the way that you can collaborate with others and the way that it syncs on multiple devices. Another thing that I find really powerful within Keep is the search feature. So at the very top of your Keep space, you can search for any word, and then you can quickly locate all of the notes related to that word. So if I were working on a research project with my students and it had to do with environmental impact, then I might use those terms when I'm gathering that information. And then every time I search for that, it's going to pull up all of my notes that relate to that. You also are able to label things within Google Keep. So if you click on the 3 dots, once you have made a note, there's an option to add a label. So let's say that I want to tag, I'm doing a unit on podcasting, and I want to tag everything related to that with a label podcast. Then I can search all of those notes using that label. So on the left-hand side of the interface there are all of the labels you've ever made. So you can quickly click on those, and then you can access everything that's been tagged with that label. Additionally, Google Keep has a neat feature where once you put in an image, it will pull the text from the image. So if you're looking for a fast way to get quotes from an image, you can take a picture of a page, and then once you have that image, under those 3 dots, you can click on Grab Image Text, and it will pull that text for you. So that is a quick way to get quotes from images if you have pictures in books that you'd like to take a picture of, things like that. Another great feature of the Keep sphere is the ability to add a drawing. So this is another quick cheat, is to, if you need a signature and you need to drop it into something, you can just sign onto a drawing with your finger, so you have your signature there, and then you can quickly pull that into an email or onto a document. There are so many, and of course, drawings can be really powerful in a lot of other ways for you and for students, and can be a great way to quickly convey some information and retain it for future use. Another thing I love is that you can quickly take, if you're getting your ideas flowing in a Google Keep, but then you realize that you're ready to transfer that over, you can copy that information to a Google Doc. So a lot of times I start with a Keep. That's where I brainstorm my ideas. In fact, I am using a Keep right now to have a few notes about things I wanted to share with you about Google Keep. I have those outlined here. But sometimes I outgrow my kind of sticky note and I'm ready to transition into a doc and get myself a bit more organized. And so there's a quick way to do that as well. It's so powerful for teachers because you can come back to Keep often and easily. And it can be a place where you are gathering a lot of different kinds of information, and then you can search that information quickly in the future. I pull things from emails a lot and make notes in Keep for that. I have a Keep note that has all of my important links that I frequently reference, so I can access them very quickly from there. So again, this has changed my life using Google Keep. I loved the sticky note feature on Macs in the past, but I found that it was limiting because it didn't transfer from device to device. And when I started using Keep instead, that is where I really trust myself to put information that I need access to again in the future. I have a lot of pinned tabs, so it has a little thumbtack on the top of the Keep notes, and you can pin up at the top the ones that you want to keep up close to, where you can reference them more quickly. So there's just so many features. As I'm sure you're already realizing, if students have access to this, and that depends on your district, if they have access to Google Keep, there are students who love this and who can use it for research, they can use it for projects, they can use it to help themselves get organized. This is one of the many ways that students can organize themselves and can help to have a good workflow that helps them to keep up with deadlines, keep up with things that are coming up. It's definitely a great one for people who are visual learners and who like to have access to things in a visual way. And I've only skimmed the surface here of some of the things that you can do with Keep, but I wanted to just share that one because, again, if you're looking for an organizational system that will help you in the classroom and also in your life, Google Keep has just been transformative for me, and so I wanted to take a few minutes to share that with you. Again, I just want to remind you that we have our Teachers Pay Teacher store and that we're so excited to share new teaching tidbits with you in 2022, and we wish you a happy new year. Thanks so much for listening.
Do you have comments or opinions about what you heard today? We'd love to hear them. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Unabridged Pod, or on the web at unabridgedpod.com for ways to support us. To get more involved, you can sign up for our newsletter, join a buddy read, or become an ambassador. Thanks for listening to Unabridged.